Page 28, Fury something. You figure it out. I don't know what it is. It's a dance, which means we got to keep a steady beat going. One flat, we're in the key of D minor. They didn't tell you for a change. I wonder what that's about. I think sometimes we're going into F major too. So F major and D minor have one flat. They're related. So make sure you do the scale for F major and the scale for D minor. Go to the videos I have on them and do those. One octave up and down. Now, 3/8 time. And they're calling it shifting accents. It's kind of a hemiola. Get to sound fancy. Ooh boy, I'm educated in all that. It's where you have a beat of the 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And at the same time, you have a feeling of a 2, beat of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. At the same time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. See, it's a polyrhythm. You know, poly means multiple, and rhythm means rhythm, whatever that is. It's just because this is going on this. Tchaikovsky does a lot of hemiolas in his music. It's really nice the way the effect. And so that's what we got to kind of get. However, let's go back and take this one hand at a time now and see, make sure we got the fingering and all, because we are moving around here. In the right hand, you're starting here, and it's 1, 2, 3. Now 3/8 time, you're counting eighth notes. It's like 3/4 time, except we're counting eighth notes instead of quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then going on past the repeat sign, just you got 2 beats of rest. Come up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4th finger. And then little finger. See, we're moving around, but we're kind of crawling around like a bug on here. Now I like that. Top of page 29. Now look out here, it's a little different. It's 1 and 4 because we got a D coming up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See that third quarter note is now 2 eighth notes. Otherwise it's the same as the other page. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. It sounds like 1, 2, 1, 2, but there's an underlying feeling of 3 in there. Left hand broken chords. Very important that you keep these steady throughout. Second line on the 3rd major, you come up. We're in F major here. 5/7 chord in F major. Back, 3rd line, back to D minor. And then top page 29 is the same rhythm as the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, rest. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, rest. No rest there, it's a quarter note. 2, rest. So when you put the hands together, it's not much of a mess, I hope. Take it slow. See, the F is tied. You can see between the 2 steps going across how the notes are lining up between them, and you can tell when hands are playing together or when their hands are not playing together. So it's here, here, here. Let's go on. After the repeat sign, you're up here. The idea. Top of page 29, they're both playing the same rhythm, so you have to count these eighth notes carefully. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3. And on the 1, 2, 3rd major over, for the second F, C, you can do 1, 5. This way your fourth finger's ready. They didn't tell you that, but you can. That's okay, you can. Now when you can do this, then go back and get rid of the hesitation so it's a nice, smooth, you can go slow. Then we can add the articulation. Well, accents, slurs. Separate it's not a staccato. It's just separate. And the left hand is just chuck chuck. See, they tell you in the third and fourth measure. Well, that's how I do them all, that way. And when you repeat it, there's a note the second time AVA. So that only the right hand, not both, is just here during the rest. And the second measure, second line during the rest, the right hand comes up. Left hand stays where it is. So the second line, rest. Then come back down, it's here. Now both hands are moving here, but not very far. Kind of fast, but that's the idea for the articulation. Top of page 27, their accent. Play them as connected as you can. So forth. Then on the fourth line down, they want both hands now to go up an octave. So during the rest, the right hand is already there because that's your note. You don't have to move the right hand. You're right there. The left hand's got to come up. And you're going to repeat these measures. And both hands are staying all the way to the end of the piece. You ended up there. Cool, huh? I went a little fast, but I'm hoping you get the idea where you can work it out on your own and gradually speed it up over time. Accuracy is more important than speed. Even if they're dancing, make them dance slowly, whatever. Now, I like to try and keep things sort of simple, and their indications, articulation indications, are a little questionable in my opinion. You see, look at the first line just for an instant example. In the third and fourth measure, you have this. You have two slurs, and then, well, on the left hand, you have the same thing. I find it easier if you'll just do a two-note slur and two staccatos. Go ahead and play that second note staccato. Just play them the same. It's nitpicking, splitting hairs, it's the details. But this kind of thing, it's an interpretation thing. I mean, this is for orchestra, I'm sure anyway, but I would play both of those second notes staccato. Dynamics, that's for the right hand. The accents on forte, I don't know about that. Just play them loud and then soft. And the left hand's very soft then. So forth. You add the dynamics. You can read it as well as I can, I'm sure. Speed, well, it's a fun dance. So think of people dancing to this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that's sort of the it's not the speed of the beat. It's if they're dancing to it as because you can have this like a waltz. You can have fast waltzes. Maybe that's what they want. Experiment with it. It has to be accurate, so you have to make it your allegro, not mine. Now they've added a pedal over here on page 29 to connect these chords. So you push the pedal down. When you go fast like that, you pretty much have to push the pedal down with the notes. There isn't time to push it down after the notes. Just make sure you lift it up when you get those in that second measure. Don't pedal those eighth notes. Lift it up as you play them. So it's here at the top, page 29 is here. And that's the only part you pedal. Don't pedal anything else. You don't really have to pedal that either. I mean, it bounces along better when they're not. I like that separation of sound, but that's not what they wrote. So if you want to use pedal, go ahead. Maybe since it's repeated, you use pedal the second time. Don't use pedal the first time. And then when you repeat it, because, you know, it's better if possible not to play something twice exactly the same if you can change something. I mean, over on page 28, when we repeated the beginning, the right hand went up an octave. Well, that changed it. That's good enough. So if you can change something, that's fine. There are exceptions to that. For instance, on the fourth line on page 29, on the first three measures here, you're going to repeat those, but you need to play them the same on this, because really what we need 6 measures here, and they only printed 3 and then gave you a repeat. So those you do the same. There. But this other stuff, it's nice to change something if you can. During the play with me, I'll go ahead and pedal it like they're showing both times, because we'll play it like it's written. Well, I like to play it with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms and all. I'm going to give us 3 counts, that's 3 eighth notes. Let's try it together. I'm not going to do any dynamics, but I'll try and do the articulation as best I can. And we are going to do all the repeats. So let's just try it together slowly. Make sure you have your foot on the pedal at the beginning if you're going to use it at all. You keep your foot on the pedal for the whole piece if you're going to use it anywhere. 1, ready, go. Rest, repeat. Rest, rest. Rest. 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Repeat. 2, 3, 1. 2, 3, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. Rest, rest. Repeat. Go on. Rest, rest.